In the headlines, Sir Dwight Venner dies at age 70 after 20 years as governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. Construction to begin on the West Coast Road in early 2017, and all contracts for housing and infrastructure at the Petit Savan resettlement in Bellevue-Chopin have been finalized. I am Kenny Williams with the Channel 5 News, back with the details after this. First up, the man who has given over 20 years of service to the ECCB as governor has passed away at 70 years. Sir Dwight Venner passed away at St. Lucia's Tappion Hospital Thursday night, according to St. Lucia News Online. Venner, an economist, was the longest-serving governor of the East Caribbean Central Bank. He stayed in the position from 1989 until 2015, where he retired. A press release from the East Caribbean Holding Company Limited said that Venner served as a stalwart of the financial services sector in St. Lucia in his earlier days, followed by his over 25 years as ECCB governor. Venner made several trips here while in the position. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit told DBS News on Friday morning he was informed of the news by St. Lucia's Prime Minister.
Over the years, because we were so close together, we developed also a very personal friendship. And he's always somebody whom I could have called upon, not only on financial matters or monetary matters, but many other areas of governance, not only at a national level, but also at a regional level. You know, he was an encyclopedia of ideas and knowledge.
Skerrit described Sir Venner as a great regionalist. He said Venner continued to make himself available to people seeking his advice even after his retirement.
He was very strong on the OECS in coming together. But he's also somebody who allowed the international sub-community, who caused the international community to have greater respect for our small islands. You know, and I have seen times when he has been to Washington, speaking to the World Bank, speaking to the IMF, and he was very, very strong on these institutions and others, showing and demonstrating great respect for our region. He was able to provide tremendous guidance to the Schengen states, who at the time were thinking about the introduction of the euro as the currency for the Schengen states. And I think in large measure, you know, the stability of the monetary union, the currency, we owe it in great measure to the guidance and the advice which we received over the years from Sir Dwight Venner.
Construction is expected to commence in the first quarter of 2017 throughout the West Coast and from Loubier to Pichelay. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, speaking on DBS Radio on Friday morning, said the Chinese government has agreed to finance the final designs.
To reconstruct and to build new bridges along the West Coast. We are in the process of engaging some international engineering firms to provide us with the best engineering available in the world in terms of designs and engineering to advise in the construction of those very important interventions in Bells and the Rosa Valley. You know, the construction of the bridge across to Emzal. We now have an engineer that has been provided to us by the CDB who is designing that bridge for us.
In more top stories, President of the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce, Kira Thompson-Ed, is suggesting that more government focus to develop small and medium-sized enterprises can aid economic growth. Thompson-Ed took over the private sector body in July. She told Channel 5 News her vision for 2017 is economic growth within the private sector. She was speaking in the context of her expectations for the Christmas season and what can be done to foster economic growth.
Our economy does need a serious boost to get us out of that 1.5% growth margin that we seem to be steady in. There has to be some sort of injection of foreign capital. The small medium enterprises need to be more focused on the development of a business center to encompass productivity levels, helping persons who are starting up in small businesses determine what do they need to have done, how can they do it. We need to seriously look at access to finance, credit.
The businesswoman would like to see the empowerment of small and medium-sized businesses and more public-private sector dialogue.
If public sector and private sector do not understand where the other is coming from, then how are we going to ensure the growth of our economy? And Dominica's society has always focused a lot on cottage industry, as has within the region. And from those cottage industries, that's where your small enterprises, your small businesses, your medium-sized businesses come from. There are a lot of initiatives out there to support this across the region and globally as well. For instance, there was WINK, which is a program, Women's Innovative, I cannot remember the rest of the acronym, but it was funded through IDB, CAD, a few of the CDB, a few of the different international and regional banks. And the focus is building the capacity of small business within an economy.
She said many people are going into business because they want to be independent.
And I believe that allowing them to build their capacity in that regard, giving them the, I guess you could say, the background, the education, the training, the guidance, is where private sector would like to keep investing. Because if one small business comes to an Astafans, a Whitchurch, to procure goods, everybody down the chain and up the chain, across the board benefits. So it's not just one small business that's benefiting, it's the employees of that small business and their extended family. Private sector does not want to have redundancies, but we cannot have an economy at our level of growth supporting at the rate that it should be.
A Fonseca woman has a new roof over her head 9 months after escaping a near-death experience in a collapsed house. Marvelyn Fountain lost her house earlier this year after the impact of heavy rains, causing it to capsize with her and her son inside. On Wednesday, she was presented with the gift of a new home at Fab Fonseca just in time for Christmas.
After Erica, it collapsed while we were inside the house. We heard a great noise while we were inside the house, and then I thought it was a bad thunder that rolled or maybe an earthquake. But then while the noise happened, my son told me, "Mommy, you're not feeling the house falling down. You're not feeling the house shaking, it falling." And then time for him to tell me that then the house collapsed, go sideways, right? And then we had a chance to run out of the house. And then if it wasn't a wood that was at the back of the house, they had started to put for a pillar, maybe would end up landing in the ravine, and ravine water would have gone first because the rain was strong the night. So in February early of this year it happened.
Electricals and other utilities are still being organized for the house. Fountain says delayed assistance caused the village council to intervene.
When Pastor Sarah came, he heard about it. The village council made contact with him. When they came to a choir in Bagatelle, the church choir, and then the chairman of the village council spoke with him and asked him if he could assist me. And then he told her, call him another day, and then she called him, and then after that they brought up the materials and whatever they could bring up, they brought it up, and then they started to build the house for me through some Canadian people. They were building the house.
And now this story, a serious slide along Cabanis Road above Copthall has left a section of the road there very vulnerable to further erosion and posing a serious danger to unsuspecting motorists. This is the area where the river changes course towards the Copthall Bridge. Logs placed along the roadside to warn drivers may not be adequate. Channel 5 News was made aware of the situation, which one resident believes could lead to further collapse of the road.
Coming up, a visit to Center in Granby, where residents are preparing for a better Christmas than last year. The Channel 5 2016 Sports in Review, where we take you back to memorable scenes in local, regional and international sports. The West Indies winning 3 T20 titles, Rama Cabon with 3 facial dunks in the DABA League, and the Nature Boys match against Martinique in front of a huge home crowd. Join us for these sports and much more on December 30 and 31, with repeats on January 1, 2, 3, 7 and 8, 2017.
Join Channel 5 News as we take a look back at the major news events which shaped Dominica in 2016.
2016 saw the groundbreaking ceremony for construction of Dominica's new multi-million-dollar hospital.
The ruling Labour Party retained its Sufria seat in a by-election in July.
Dominica lost a friend in Cuban leader Fidel Castro.
And the World Health Organization declared Zika a global health emergency.
Join us as we review news events of the past year with guest presenter Farah Rock Career.
December 30 and 31 at 8 p.m. with repeats on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 7th and 8th of January 2017.
Thanks for staying with us. Prime Minister Skerrit says all contracts have been signed for not only the new housing settlement for Piditzavon residents, but for roads, water system, phones and electricity as well. Speaking as a guest on DBS Radio Friday, the Prime Minister said all these funds are provided under the Citizenship by Investment program. Minister Skerrit says Piditzavon residents have expressed gratitude for their current accommodations and the ambitious resettlement village at Bellevue-Chopin. Piditzavon residents are currently renting private accommodation in a number of communities, including Scott's Head, St. Joseph, Mero, and Loda, to name a few. Government pays the rent under the Citizenship by Investment program and provides each family with income support from $350 to $700 depending on the size of the family. These funds are also made available through the CBIP. The long-term goal is to construct 381 houses for displaced Piditzavon residents. Meantime, Channel 5 News visited the Dubique Resettlement Project on Friday, where the community is anticipating Christmas like the rest of the country. While there is quite a bit of work to be done on the roads and other infrastructure in Center, but as you may notice, work on the retaining walls and drains have already begun. Water and electricity have already been installed. There is still no shop yet. That will have to take some time. Residents are making use of shops in Grand Bay and Roseau for the time being. Christmas 2015 was a difficult time of transition for displaced Dubique residents, but things are certainly better this year.
Yes, it will be, because presently we are at our home, our first Christmas in our new home, so we are organizing to have a big celebration. We are making it great this year.
I know there's some work still to be done with the drains, the roads and so on. How is that coming?
It's coming on. It's a bit slow, but it's getting there. As you notice, the place is muddy because of the rain and the work. Work has closed for the season, so I am hoping early next year they will be back at it, where we can be living much more comfortable with all this mud in this area.
So people are settling in nicely?
Yeah, we are there. Everybody is presently at their home organizing for the Christmas.
Some of the things that you used to do in Dubique itself, are you able to do this year, this Christmas? Is it the same? I know people were missing, last time we spoke with you guys, you were missing the river over there. But I guess you have to develop new traditions now in this new place.
Well, during the Christmas time, we had a resource center where we organize our parties, everybody would cook a dish and bring. But now, this year, we are planning the same thing, but we are hoping that the weather will permit us where we could use the basketball court, because we have nothing available to us in Center. But we are still going ahead with it. We are using the basketball court where everybody will bring a dish and get together, where we can enjoy this Christmas in this new environment.
Julia, I see the way you all are changing your surroundings. I see you have your vegetables in the backyard, flowers and everything. Tell me about that. You seem to be one of those who have a green finger.
Yes, to make the place look more beautiful, to when anybody come to the place, they can feel a bit welcome. We plant our flowers, we have some cabbage, we plant our sorrel just in time for Christmas. We have our green seasoning. We are making use of the our backyard space. We are just making the place look beautiful, where we are comfortable and live happy.
Bruno has a message to other Dominicans in a tight spot this Christmas and Piditzavon residents who are patiently awaiting completion of their new housing settlements in Bellevue-Chopin.
Well, last year Christmas, we felt that we were not happy, so they just have a little patience. Your turn will come where you live comfortably, where you will have, everybody will be together and enjoy life. Just have a little patience. Things will get better one day. They just have to enjoy the Christmas, pray, and hopefully next year or the year after, they will be living comfortable just as like us as well. Just have a little patience. Things will get there.
As several families gather and prepare for Christmas over lunches and dinners, 4 families will reminisce about those who have gone missing this year. They are the family of 21-year-old Shireen Joseph of Casabruce, Marceline Williams of Soufriere, 52-year-old Bernardine Jean-Jacques of Newtown, and 81-year-old Etienne Charles from the Kalinago territory. The public is reminded to contact the Criminal Investigations Department at 266-5164, 266-5165, or 266-5119, or call Crime Stoppers Dominica at 1-800-8477. We wish those families a special Merry Christmas. It's been a 66-year tradition of the Music Lovers Government Band to spread Christmas cheer through music. As we end the news, we take you to this scene of the band's Christmas musicale held at government headquarters on Thursday night. Marpin will bring you more of the concert in its local programming. That's news. Your sports highlights is next. First up in sports, former West Indies head coach Phil Simmons was appointed as the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots head coach on Thursday ahead of the 2017 edition of the Caribbean Premier League. Simmons' appointment follows the acquisition of Chris Gayle from Jamaica Tallowers last week. Gayle had captained Tallowers for 4 seasons between 2013 and 2016, leading them to the title in the inaugural edition and again in 2016. Overall, he played 42 matches for Tallowers across 4 seasons, scoring 1,452 runs, including 3 centuries and 8 50s. Sports continues with football. For the second time this season, Middleham United has been stripped of their match points in the DFA Flow Premier League. Middleham filed an unregistered player in a recent match against Sagicor South East, which ended 1-1 at Dublin Playing Field. As a result, 3 points and 3 goals were given to Sagicor South East. This now places South East on 25 points, while Middleham United is on 16. Meantime, in results from the Division 1 League games played on Thursday, Club Lubier and Malta Carib Bath Estate played to a 1-1 draw at Portersville. Ronaldo Riley got the opener for Bath Estate, while Kyle Del Sol got the equalizer for Lubier. At Benjamin's Park, the match between Mao Suka Strikers and Skerrit Northeast ended prematurely. According to the match referee, Northeast did not come onto the field of play in the second half to begin play, citing waterlogged conditions. Scores at the time were 1-0 in favor of Suka Strikers. The DFA awaits the referee's reports. And a reminder to all clubs that the second transfer window will run from January 1 to 31, 2017. And 767 Sports Entertainment is doing it big again this year with 2 major Boxing Day track and field events. The day begins with a road race from Point Michel to Windsor Park, followed by the fastest man and woman races.
It's the ultimate race which started last year. We call it Who's the Boss. It's the best of the best, top of the top. And last year it was only the male, only the men. So this year we decided, the females, they have their part to play as well. It's going to be the same route. It's going to be from Point Michel, the beautiful community of Point Michel, and instead of ending in Goodwill like last year, we're going to be ending right here at the Windsor Park Stadium. What we added also is a short sprint, 100-meter sprints event. We add to the event, so the event is growing. So right now we went from the long distance and now we have added the sprint.
He says while the reward for the athletes might not be the best, he wants to keep motivating them.
We would like to give the athletes a little small token, of appreciation to make them know that they're doing something positive. I'm really looking for like $500 for the winner, $3 for the second place and $2 for the third place. You know, just $1,000 per race. That's 4 races, so that's $4,000 in terms of prize money. But things looking a little dim where that is concerned. We're looking like we may end up getting about half of that, so we might have to just break it down. You know, split it down, scale it down to 250, 150, something like that.
The road race begins at 3:30 p.m. and the sprints 4:15 p.m. Meantime, the Cycling Association will host their final race for the year, also on Boxing Day. The event will begin at Hanover Street, go on to Layu, and finish at the entrance of the Windsor Park Stadium. Starting time is 2 p.m. That's all the sporting highlights for now. Join us again next time. Your weather forecast, next.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I am your presenter, Alicia Corrett. Today, weak unstable conditions was the dominant feature affecting weather conditions across the region. Taking a look now at some earlier visible satellite imagery, and what this showed is some low-level clouds traversed across the area. Taking a look now at some earlier radar imagery, and what this indicated is some isolated shower activity, mainly across the northern portion of the island chain. The weather tonight is expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy with some scattered showers. The weather tomorrow is expected to be mostly cloudy with scattered showers and a chance of thunderstorm activity. Onto the marine forecast. Well, seas are expected to be moderate in open water and waves are expected to peak up to 8 feet. Small craft operators and sea bathers, you're advised to be cautious. Looking now to the next 3 days. Tomorrow, Saturday, like I said, mostly cloudy skies can be expected with scattered showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms. A relative improvement can be expected Sunday into Monday. That is, partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy skies. Breezy conditions are expected to be maintained throughout the 3-day period. Tomorrow, the Lesser Antilles can expect mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers. Onto the international cities forecast. New York can expect cloudy skies with some rain. Miami, partly cloudy skies. Beautiful clear skies for the city of London. Thunderstorm activity for the city of Caracas. And mostly cloudy skies for the city of Beijing. The sun will rise tomorrow at 6:29 a.m. and set at 5:42 p.m. Feel free to log on to our website at www.weather.gov.dm or call our weather hotline at 447-5555. Until next time, good night.
To end the news, the headlines again. Sir Dwight Venner dies at age 70 after 20 years as governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. Construction to begin on the West Coast Road in early 2017, and all contracts for housing and infrastructure at the Pitted Savan resettlement in Bellevue-Chopin have been finalized. Feel free to contact us at news@MarpinNews23rdDec2k16. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Kenny Williams. To all viewers around the world, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching. Join us next time.